Should you list your home this week or should you wait until after the holiday? The famous question that comes up every single time there's a holiday, Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day, Christmas, whatever it may be, that question comes up, and I'm here to talk to you about that for a few minutes. This year, normal logic does not apply. List your home for sale. If you were thinking of delaying until after the 4th, but a part of you was debating with listing it this week, I'll give you a big tip that will make you more money. Put it on the market this week because there will be more people that wait. And then when they list next week, there'll be, I don't want to say drowned it out because it's not like there's that much inventory, but there'll be more buyers looking this week with less to find, which has been going on anyway, than there will next week. Okay? So if you want to sell your home for top dollar, there is no point whatsoever in waiting until next week. Yes, there'll be some celebrations this weekend. There'll be some July 4th fun. It will not be as fun as a normal July 4th. There are not as many people going away as there normally are during July 4th. So there's no reason to delay listing your home. If you do, you're really only just doing what other people do, and that's not going to serve you that well. I'm not going to say you're going to get hurt from it, but I don't recommend it. I recommend going on sooner. Now what I want to do is take you through a weekly market update and talk to you about the inventory so that you can actually see what's going on in the market. And you can see I have my trusty screen right here. We just updated it as of 2 o'clock. I'm going to give you the full screen for a few minutes. 2:25 is when this was updated. Last week, 2,583 homes were listed. I believe that is the biggest week of homes listed since 4 weeks ago when there was 2,620 something. So it went down for a few weeks, as I told you all, which surprised me. The market, I mean, here's the funny thing about how real estate works. If we continue to be similar to the years past for the rest of the year as far as weekly homes for sale, then there is just going to be a black hole, a missing, what happened there? Where did everybody go? Where did all the listings go in April and in May? And I had assumed we would make up for at least some of that. I never predicted we would make up for all of it, but I did feel that we would get up to 3 or 4 or 5,000 homes listed in a given week, and it hasn't happened because there's two fears out there right now, my friends. There's two things people are scared of. One of the things people are scared of still, even though it's getting better, is COVID-19. Well, I don't really know if I want strangers in my house. Maybe I'll just put off listing until next year. Understandable if that's what you want to do, right? The other thing that is happening in droves, in masses, hundreds and thousands of people are saying, well, I don't want to list till I know where I'm going to buy. We call this the want to be seller. I've been talking about it every single week. And I am sorry to report to you that it's really not getting much better. There is still an abundance of buyers who don't want to buy something unless they know exactly where they're going to go. And then when they find where they're going to go, they usually can't get their offer accepted because they have to sell their home. It's this catch-22, and I recommend that more people talk to their realtors about it and discuss what can be done about it, what can be discussed, what can be done to overcome it, because you don't want to just sit in your hands and do nothing, or you will never get that other home that you would like to own. Now I'll go down here and I'll show you showing activity, still strong, dramatically above the first week of the year average. Look at homes listed for sale. We are at 11,919 homes for sale as of whenever that was on Saturday, okay? We've been just above 12 or in the high 11,000s for a few weeks now, and that's because homes are getting eaten up as fast as they are getting listed. Now look at this data. Last week, again, back to the weekly data, 2,543 homes went pending. Go back up here, 2,583 listed for sale. My friends, that's like 40 less homes. So 40 more homes were listed than went under contract. It's wild, and that's what's holding the inventory so low. Good for the most part if you're a seller, not good if you're a buyer. It's a frustrating time. Then you come into here, the end of June. As I told you last week, homes sold in the end of June would be up. Last week of the month is always up. 1,385. But look what normally happens, historically speaking. Usually 3,000, 3,200 homes sell in 1 week at the end of June. We're down at 1,300. So homes listed and homes pending was down 40 to 50% in April, but that has a compounding effect week after week, and that's why homes sold is down so much. Now you look at homes pending. I had talked about this in the percentage of homes that go pending in a given week, 21.34%. Remember, I had talked about this and I had said the percentage of homes pending can only go so high. We're only measuring this in a week's time. 7-day period, what percentage of inventory can go under contract? 21%. Well, guys, add up the last 4 weeks. 21, 23, 22, 21. That's like 88 or something. 80, yeah. You put in the decimals. You're talking 88% of the homes in the last 4 weeks that are for sale went under contract. Then keep in mind there's deals that fall through. There's homes that expire from the market. There's different things that happen to affect inventory. May home sale prices, 484,000. Okay, not surprising. As I had said, you will not see prices fall off a cliff. I was saying this back in April when the market screeched to just about a grinding halt, because the only way that home prices can go down is excess inventory. Not going to happen with inventory the way it is. If I scroll back up here and I look at inventory, we're at 11,900 homes for sale. Last year, this same week, 18,000, no, let's look at the green week. 18,700 homes for sale. Inventory is dramatically lower. Now, if I scroll down and I look at the data from June 1st to June 29th, look at that. Homes listed down 6%. It's not nearly what it was back in April when it was down 51%. Homes pending up 4%. Imagine that. That's why inventory is holding so low, okay? The percentage of homes that went pending in the last 7 days is higher than that's a 10% swing, positive 4% to negative 6%. That's, again, why inventory is so low. Homes sold month to date, down about 42%. Now, that is not off public records. That's off MLS PIN, but it sure tells us what is going on here, and it explains what's happening in the market. We are getting back to some sense of normalcy, but I will tell you, from what I'm seeing here in these numbers, I don't think this is going to be a normal year even by the end of the year. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that. We are going on 8 weeks of less homes being listed than I expected. Well, 4 weeks, I should say, but 8 or 12 weeks of dramatically less homes being listed total, okay? You can't have that and have the market just slap back to normal. It just doesn't swing back that quick. It's not that easy. So we're going to be seeing an interesting time here. By August, I expect that homes sold will be back somewhere where it should be. But remember, it would have to dramatically exceed last year in order to make up for the lost ground in the last 3 months. Not going to happen. We are not going to make up all of the ground that we lost with respect to home activity, homes listed, homes pending, homes sold. That is clear to me now. That was not clear to me 2 and 3 months ago. It actually wasn't even clear to me 6 weeks ago. I thought we would do some making up, and it's simply not happening. But again, don't confuse that with home prices. A lot of times, most of the time when people are talking about the market crashing, they are referring to prices coming down. How can that possibly happen without excess? We don't just not have excess inventory. We have excessively low inventory, okay? So let's look at New Hampshire for a couple minutes, and then I'll give you a recap. We get into this, and we're looking at New Hampshire updated at 235. Literally, how good is our marketing team, by the way? How about a thank you for our marketing team? People should comment and thank them. They're updating this data every Monday. 618 homes listed last week. So we've been right around low 600s for a few weeks. Showing activities back up a bit. Homes pending. Look at this. 697 homes pending. 618 homes listed. What does that equal? That equals the result of that is less homes for sale. Okay. That's something that we're not going to be able to totally overcome, as I had mentioned. Home prices, look at May. It's showing the averages up. So here we are in a situation 90 days past the worst of it. We were in the worst of it 90 days ago. When people are saying, economy is going to crash, GDP will be down, unemployment, housing's good, it's going to be '08 all over again. And I said, no, it won't be '08 all over again. And I knew that for sure simply because the inventory is too low. So though I'm here to tell you today that I'm now convinced that we will not make up all the ground in activity that we lost in the last 90 days. I had thought we would make up at least a quarter or at least half of it, but it's clear to me now it's not happening. But it's also even more clear to me that this is not a 2008 scenario. It's just not, it's not happening unless, here's the caveat that I put to save myself, unless we ended up in a shutdown situation again for an extended period of time. If that happens, more layoffs would happen, more job loss, more carnage, and then you could see something like that happen to the market in a year or two. But right now, the way it stands, I do not see that happening. I still have full faith that we're going to pull through this. The thing that's so interesting, that makes this so different than any other housing slowdown, is the pandemic itself is decreasing the amount of sellers. Normally, when the economy goes bad, more people say, oh, I have to sell, put my home on the market. That hasn't happened because people are concerned about the pandemic. Do I think it's possible that we could see some of that later this fall as unemployment wears off, as extended unemployment maybe kicks in for some people? Could we see some of it? Yes. Could we see some of it next year? Yes. But we're not going to see that in masses, and we're not going to see home prices tumble. It's just not going to happen. There isn't enough inventory. So I hope that everyone understands that. I hope you like the update. As I said, home sellers, do not be scared to get yourself on the market. Don't worry about being homeless. If you are working with a realtor that knows what they're doing, they will protect you contractually, and they will make sure that you cannot end up in a situation where you could end up with nowhere to go. I just went, if you go on our website to the homepage, you hover over selling, you go down to want to be sellers. There's a whole bunch of videos where I talk about sellers that want to sell and they're scared to list. Selling your home without listing. That's something that we help a lot of sellers do. Worried about moving twice, why you shouldn't be, how we can protect you from that. Not finding the home you want. I will talk to you in this video. I do talk to you in this video about why you're not finding the home you want, because you're looking in the wrong places. Okay. And I also talk about some of the methods that we have, and that video is 1.5 years old, but some of the methods that we have to help buyers find homes before they're listed. And those methods have dramatically improved in the last 6 months. And then how listing your home does not mean that you suddenly have to move out. So check out those pages when you have a chance. If you want to see the real estate updates with what's going on a weekly basis, log on to massrealestateupdates.com. That's marealestateupdates.com. Or New Hampshire, log on to nhrealestateupdates.com. That's nhrealestateupdates.com. Thank you, my friends. Have a great week. Have a happy 4th. And like I said, don't hesitate to list your home. The buyers are out there in droves.